Welcome to Make It Happen Monday, my weekly dose of healthy inspiration. Today, I want to extol the virtues of a totally underappreciated, underutilized, exceptionally healthy starch, winter squash. So here you see a variety of heirloom winter squashes that we actually grew. It's so easy, it's ridiculous. Well, let me just tell you about that. So my husband planted some heirloom squash seeds in a garden that we abandoned years ago. I mean, it's completely overgrown and it's filled with weeds and all sorts of things. And he slightly cleared out a little spot. And winter squashes, you plant them in the summer months and you don't get to harvest it for months. I mean, it's like 6 months later. And, you know, we didn't water it. I didn't pay attention to it. I mean, you couldn't even find where, if the squash was in there, I didn't see where it was. And lo and behold, we've harvested many. I've already eaten some. So they're easy to grow. But let's get to their nutritional accolades, which are just exceptional. As you can see in the picture of that beautiful, strikingly vivid orange color right there, you know that they've got to be healthy. They are filled with carotenoids. They're actually probably number 5 in the food that will give you the most carotenoids, including vitamin A, per serving. There are a wowing 12 different forms of carotenoids in winter squash. And carotenoids are great for heart health, brain health, vision health, skin health, boosting your immunity. They're just great for decreasing inflammation. But aside from all those carotenoids, you get a nice dose of vitamin C and you get tons of fiber, a lot of fiber. And in particular, a special type of fiber called pectin is a soluble fiber. It's known for its abilities to lower blood glucose levels, lower cholesterol levels, feed your gut microbiome, and really fill you up. 5 grams of soluble fiber combines with a quart of water that weighs 2 pounds. You get like 2 pounds of stuff sitting in there if you drink your water when you have your winter squash, because it's just so much fiber in it. And it's absolutely delectably delicious. That is like probably the biggest point I want to make to you, how delicious they are. I'm going to tell you a really scrumptious, easy way to prepare any form of winter squash. Doesn't have to be one of these heirloom varieties. It could be butternut. It could be kaboka. It could be, what are some of the other winter squashes? Acorn. There are lots of different ones. So here's what you do. You simply, you cut the stem off, and then I usually cut wedges that are 1 inch, maybe 2 inches thick, or half moon shapes. Once you cut the stem off, you get the seeds out. Then you just cut these like pie, wedges out. Right? Lay them flat on a baking sheet or an oven-proof skillet. Then I take 1 part honey and 2 parts white miso. Mix that up together to create a glaze. So this recipe is called honey miso glazed roasted winter squash. So mix up 1 part honey, 2 parts white miso paste, mix that up, and then you're going to put a nice thick smear film of that on top of, and I usually just use my hands kind of to rub it on there, on top of the winter squash. Then you're going to place it in the oven at 400 degrees, depending on your oven, anywhere 35, maybe 40, maybe a little bit more than that, 40 minutes, 40 plus minutes. You want it soft and cooked all the way through, and you want a nice sort of brown, kind of little bit golden, color on the top. It is just beyond delectable. So sweet, so flavorful. The texture is buttery texture, at least with heirloom squashes. Anyway, and a lot of times you can get heirloom squashes also at farmers markets. So I encourage you to do more winter squash. The other great thing about them, I need to say this, is they're shelf stable for months. They can sit right on your counter. So there's no excuse like, oh, I don't have a healthy starch for dinner tonight. If you just get in the habit of always having at least 1 or 2 winter squashes just sitting in your cupboard or sitting on your counter. I mean, 6 months, 7 months, they last. In fact, studies show the carotenoid levels for some reason, increase as it sits out over time. So that's amazing. And you know, these will last months if I wanted them to, but I'm gonna eat them faster than that. So do more winter squash, because I bet you're not. And a huge shout out, a big heartfelt gratitude shout out to all the students that enrolled in my Top of Mind Brain Health e-course. We are grateful for you. I couldn't do what I do without you. And I know that course, if you take it to heart and mouth, can really, really be transformational for your quality of life. Thanks.